on at least part of coming back to life in 1994.
Together, they produced some of the most recognizable albums in rock history, but a terrible feud was simmering behind the scenes at Pink Floyd that would eventually destroy one of the greatest collaborations in music. David Gilmour kept his relationship with Roger Waters diplomatically quiet for decades. However, the truth of their fabled rivalry has now come to light thanks to recent shocking disclosures. Longtime fans will be shocked by what David has disclosed about Roger's domineering conduct, his purported megalomania, and the poisonous environment that tainted Pink Floyd's latter years. David's open admissions, which span from The Wall's violent recording sessions to the court cases that ensued when Roger left, present a heartbreaking picture of how ego and power disputes ruined one of rock's most successful bands. The reality of the relationship between these two titans of music is more dramatic and acrid than any concept album they have ever produced. The seeds of creative destruction begin with You, when Roger Waters gradually changed from an equal band member to a controlling creative dictator during Pink Floyd's most prosperous time. The groundwork for the Gilmour-Waters conflict was established. Over time, what began as group songwriting gradually became into Roger's total authority over the band's creative direction, which made David Gilmour feel more and more excluded and irritated. The change was noticeable during the recording of Animals in 1977, when Roger started to exert unheard-of control over every element of the record. David saw his own musical contributions either completely ignored or drastically altered to suit Roger's preferences. Roger's autocratic approach to innovation took the place of the democratic process that had produced The Moon's Dark Side. During the Wall sessions, when Roger's concept controlled everything, things got worse. On what was supposed to be a Pink Floyd album, David was virtually reduced to a session musician. Roger's quest for total creative control was methodically destroying the band's collaborative spirit, which had made them great. Roger's contempt for the contributions of his bandmates added to David's mounting annoyance. In an environment where innovation was suppressed rather than promoted, ideas that didn't fit Roger's vision were dismissed without discussion. One man's artistic ego was taking over the band that had formerly flourished on musical experimentation. The band's chemistry suffered the most as a result of this creative devastation. Tension and bitterness were taking the place of the innate musical telepathy that had made Pink Floyd unique. In one of the most significant bands in rock history, David started to feel more like a hired gun than an equal collaborator. A creative dictatorship was revealed during the Wall sessions. The recording sessions for The Wall are the subject of David Gilmour's most shocking disclosures concerning Roger Waters. He characterizes them as a nightmare of personal humiliation and creative repression. The full scope of Roger's domineering behavior is revealed during these sessions, which also signal the end of their partnership. David has acknowledged that Roger did not view The Wall as a Pink Floyd album, but rather as his own personal endeavor. David disclosed that Roger had total control. The idea, the lyrics, and the vision were all his own. The others were merely there to carry out his plans. This declaration reveals the extent to which the band had strayed from its beginnings as a band. The most startling discovery relates to how Roger treated Richard Wright, the keyboardist, during these sessions. David revealed that Roger consistently eroded Wright's self-esteem and contributions, ultimately leading to his complete expulsion from the band. Roger made Rick's life unpleasant, as David clarified. He made Rick feel unworthy and questioned everything he did. The psychological warfare that pervaded these recording sessions was also disclosed by David. Roger would demand constant modifications, reject ideas without providing an explanation, and foster an environment of dread and uncertainty that made creative work all but impossible. Roger's ego became the only thing that mattered in the studio, which turned into a battlefield. The Wall's financial success only strengthened Rogers' conviction that his authoritarian style was appropriate. Despite the fact that his methods were hurting the band from within, he was able to claim that they were effective due to the album's commercial success. Rogers' disguised solo album, The Final Cut. The Final Cut, which David Gilmour now publicly refers to as Roger Waters' solo album posing as a Pink Floyd release, is the subject of his most explosive claims. David's evaluation of the finished edit is heartbreaking and brutally honest. "It wasn't a Pink Floyd album," he said. "The name of Pink Floyd was on Rogers' record. On it, I hardly played." By this time in their relationship, Roger had entirely alienated his bandmates, as this admission shows. The most startling discovery relates to Rogers' behavior towards his other musicians during this time. According to David, Roger publicly stated that he thought Pink Floyd was basically his band and that the other members could be replaced. The last rift that will prevent reconciliation was caused by this conceit. David also disclosed how much Roger influenced every facet of the finished product, including songwriting, production, and marketing. Only when Roger needed their technical expertise, not for their artistic input, were the other band members consulted. The collaborative technique that had made Pink Floyd brilliant was completely abandoned. If Roger had stuck to the band's successful collaborative style, might Pink Floyd have remained a creative force? According to David's disclosures, Roger's ego prevented such cooperation, condemning the band to artistic stasis while he ruled. Public humiliation and the legal battle. Recent disclosures by David Gilmour regarding the court battle that ensued after Roger Waters' departure reveal a campaign of intimidation and humiliation that extended well beyond typical business conflicts. Roger's attempts to dismantle Pink Floyd after he left the band demonstrated how vengeful and control-hungry he was. Roger's attempt to stop the other members of Pink Floyd from using the moniker is the most startling part of David's story. According to David, Roger attempted to take credit for what we had constructed together. Instead of letting us carry on without him, he preferred to ruin everything we had built. Roger's true nature was revealed by this nasty behavior. During this time, David also revealed that Roger's attacks were personal in character. In addition to the legal issues, Roger ran a public effort to downplay the role his former bandmates played in Pink Floyd's success. He dismissed David, Nick Mason, and Richard Wright as supporting characters and presented himself as the creative genius. Although this legal battle came at a huge financial cost, David disclosed that the psychological toll was much worse. All of the other band members suffered greatly from the stress of battling someone who had been a close friend and collaborator for decades. David acknowledged that it was devastating to witness Roger's turn towards retaliation. Roger's attempt to alter Pink Floyd's past in order to downplay the contributions of his comrades was arguably the most harmful. David's disclosures demonstrate Roger's methodical attempt to take credit for the band's success while presenting the other members as impediments to his creative vision. The real story of Roger's legacy and personality. According to David Gilmour's most recent and thorough evaluation of Roger Waters, there is a pattern of conduct that goes well beyond their disagreements with Pink Floyd. His disclosures reveal a man whose desire for dominance and fame has continuously harmed his relationships and creative partnerships. David offers a perceptive and devastating examination of Roger's character. Roger has always needed to be the center of attention, he noted. Because he is unable to share credit, he is unable to collaborate. This analysis clarifies Roger's later career difficulties and issues in addition to their Pink Floyd disputes. David's admission that Roger's behavior patterns haven't changed is the most telling of his recent remarks. Roger continues to make contentious remarks and get involved in disputes that harm his reputation and connections in the music business, even decades after Pink Floyd broke up. In response to Roger's attempts to take exclusive credit for Pink Floyd's success, David said that Roger's solo work demonstrates that. This analogy between Roger's solo endeavors and Pink Floyd's group endeavors offers convincing support for David's claim. Most importantly, David disclosed that he is now regretful about what was lost, rather than angry with Roger. He is able to evaluate their relationship honestly and reveal the truth about what truly ruined Pink Floyd because of his mature viewpoint. Regarding David Gilmour's disclosures regarding Roger Waters, what are your thoughts? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. For more exciting tales about the music industry, don't forget to hit the notification bell, like this video, and subscribe. Thank you for viewing.